Windy up here off the flat roof that we're viewing the competition from, and if you hear a background noise that keeps coming on and off, well, we apologise for that, but it's the central heating system, because we're on the flat roof of the boiler house of the GEC club here in Stafford. So without more to ado, we've got the camera on the sponsors for this competition. That's Bass, and the total prize money, well, it's great prize money, it's £13,030 to be exact, and this competition is played late on in the season. In fact, it's the 15th of October, and it's obviously an automatic qualifier for the Bassmasters competition next year. Now, in the quarter-finals, we're not going to video any of the games, but we'll just sort of introduce you to the last 8 players who are at this moment in time all on the green. And we can go first of all to the Keith Burkett and Bob Itching game there at the top of the card. So right in the left-hand corner, we've got a train going past, by the way. We've got all sorts of interruptions. We're right next to the main Crewe to London railway line. However, we'll persevere. So we've got Keith Burkett there, just sent his ball out. He's leading Bob Itching. Keith's from Mid Cheshire, Northwich, and Bob Itching, of course, is from Yorkshire. Plays both county players, but Keith Burkett in the lead at the moment. It's 32, of course, on the final day, and as I say, we're down to the last 8. And Burkett's had some notable victories. He beat Dave Murray 31-23, and then he beat Ron Stanford 31-15 convincingly to reach the quarter-final stage. Bob Itching, well, from Halifax, he's Bob. He defeated Ian McTavish from Liverpool, and then Mick Barnwell, again convincing win 31-13. So that's the Itching and Burkett game. As I say, Burkett at the moment, I think he's leading about 29-19. The second game we're going on to is another Mid-Cheshire contingent. That's Glynn Cookson. We all know Glynn Cookson. He's playing Ray Beach. Glynn, Mid-Cheshire player from Winsford, playing Ray Beach from Knipersley. Now, Glynn Cookson, he's had a great win. We just missed that over Brian Duncan, who's probably the favourite, or even, I'd say, joint favourite with Glynn Cookson, the way he's playing. But Cookson was behind against Brian Duncan, about 19-10, Arthur Land was telling me. And he pulled back and just beat Duncan 31-30, which they all said was good enough to be the final game. So Duncan's out. And Cookson playing Ray Beach, who, well, Ray beat John Jones from Drury 31-28, and then he went on to defeat Les Haler from Solihull 31-30. He's well behind at the moment, I believe, against Glynn Cookson. Just have a look at the scoreboard, it's around about 23, I'm saying about 23-9. 10 to Glynn Cookson, so well in command at the moment, Cookson. And the third game we're going on to, is still on the green, is Stan Frith, another Mid-Cheshire player, Stan from Northwich, and he's playing Roy Lussey, the taxi cab owner from Liverpool. Stan in his Cheshire outfit there, the light blue pullover. Just running one in there against Roy Lussey, who's in the short sleeve pullover. He's just playing his last ball up there, Roy Lussey. And Roy Lussey had a great win over Gene Barden in his first game. Roy was telling me he was a bit worried about that draw. It was a good difficult game to start with, and then Stan Frith beat Harry Phillips, and then Alan Matthews from Stafford. So that's the third quarter-final. Lussey leading out now. Frith is in lead of in front of Roy Lussey at the moment. We're just trying to pick up the score. I would say he's about five or six chalks at least in front. We'll get the scores for you later on. But Royal Hussey in a little bit of trouble, I believe. The last game, the last quarter-final, is between, well, a bit of shouting going on at the moment on this last game. It's Mike Leach playing Paul Kinman. Now, Mike Leach is from Blackpool, does a lot of flat green bowling, does Mike. I think won the All England some years ago and has come back into bowling with quite a bang, quite a vengeance, as you'd say. And at the moment, Mike Leach there in the cap, the peak cap, running one up, always likes chasing after his bowls. Very, very keen player, and as I say, he's got quite a bit on against Paul Kinman. Paul Kinman, he's from, as I say, King's Heath. Paul beat, in fact, his last game, the last 16, to beat Alan Dodd, who was an All England winner a couple of years ago. He beat him 31-29. So, bit of local support probably for Paul Kinman, and he has a lot on against Michael Leach from, I should say he's from Preston. He's down here from Preston, but he does a lot of bowling in Blackpool. And Mike Leach defeated Cliff Johnson from Chadsmore. Chadsmore, of course, is local. And he beat Cliff 31-26. So that's the lineup at the quarter-final stage. The games are at least 3/4 of the way through. And if we just go around the crowd, you'll see the sort of crowd that's here today. It's two or three people deep. There's a lot inside, of course, enjoying the bar facilities, and there's food laid on. Club. We'll just give you a rundown of what the prize money is. It's well worth winning. It's £2,500 for the winner. I'm sure nobody will turn that one down. And the runner-up receives well over £1,000. It's £1,250. The semi-finalists are on £650, and all the players that you see on the grid at the moment, they're on at least £325. And if you reach the final day, of course, you're on £100. So it's remember, you're off 5. It's 31 up. It's quite a grueling day. You've got to be fit for this game to last five games of 31 up, especially if they're very close games. So we've seen the crowd. We don't know what the betting is. I don't think it's worth getting a bet on at this stage, but it could be an All Mid-Cheshire semi-final. In fact, we'll just give you an update here. Frith is definitely through against Royal Hussey. So Frith could be playing the winners of either Mike Leach or Paul Kinman. So we'll just give you the result. So there it is, 31-22, Frith into the semi-finals. And just before we leave off, Keith Burkett in the first quarter-final that we were describing. We don't know there. Keith Burkett must be 30 now, 22. So Burkett almost off. Maybe we'll just stick with this end of Burkett. Leading out 30-22. The other game is, now then, Ray Beach, I beg your pardon, I said Glynn Cookson was about 22-9 up, but in fact Ray Beach is 19-23 against Glynn Cookson. So Cookson not running away with it as I first described it. I'm sorry for that, because somebody's head was in front of part of the scoreboard. So there it is, the Cookson and Beach game, 23-19. And try and give you an update on the other way game, Mike Leach. That looks 30-28. So going to be some close finishes here. Or I beg your pardon, that was Frith's scoreboard. They're not taking that down. It looks like 30-28 22-21. We've got it right. I'm trying to read the numbers. They're in chalk below the actual score, but
28-30 the end game. It's number 1 and number 7.
So Tommy here on the camera, he's doing his best. He's got the camera on these scores now. We can just go along the scores there, Tommy, from the bottom one going up. The bottom one going up is Glynn Cookson's 23-19. In fact, Cookson's just gone in there with one. His dad's marking Colin there, so it's 24-19 for Cookson. The next score going up is the I think that's the Mike Leach Paul Kinman game, 24-21. Now let's see what Mike Leach's number is. He's 25. So that's it. So Mike Leach in front, 24-21, and then the next one up is, there it is, Burkett's just come off there, winning 31-22 against Bob Hitchin. So the other semi-finalist is, and he's in the opposite half to his mate Stan Frith, is Keith Burkett. Fine win there over Bob Hitchin. I think Keith might be playing with his new woods, I'm not sure. He tried them out at the Sportsman's pub the other week. Anyway, we'll probably find out about that later. So Bob Hitchin's out now, the only Yorkshire contender. So we're down to at least 2 mid-Cheshire lads in the semis, or Cheshire lads. And we've got Ray Beach playing Glynn Cookson, and Mike Leach against Paul Kinman, left on the green. So we'll leave off at this stage because these games could go on a little bit longer, and we could be running out of tape. So R&R bowling videos, I'm going to leave off. We'll be back. Welcome back. We're coming back a little bit early. We're still in the quarterfinals, but it's the last quarterfinal game on. It's quite exciting. It's Mike Leach and Paul Kinman. Paul Kinman getting a lot of local support, and it's 29-27 for Paul Kinman. It's been a seesaw game right the way through, so we might as well just join it. We don't want to miss it really on film. So Paul Kinman there, just taking his second ball out, playing to the middle of the green, thumb peg, getting after it. It could be line game with that, could, just short. So Mike Leach got a bit of a problem on his hands because that front ball is right up there, line. He's probably going to have to go in. Well, he signalled one, but he's going to have to go up and rest Paul Kinman's ball out, I would imagine, and probably Mike Leach could make himself 2 out of it. Well, it's going to be difficult to do, but Mike Leach, the solicitor from Lytham, St Anne's, he's just done a bit of a conveyancing job on the green there, and let's see what happens. Well, he's got rid of it now, so he can't change his mind. Here we go. Oh, he's playing for the jack. He turned over there, finger peg. So Paul Kinman, 30-27. It's one of these players that will be playing Stan Frith in the semi-final. Glynn Cookson, of course, he's got through. He's playing his mid-Cheshire mate, Keith Burkett. So 3 players through to the semi-finals from mid-Cheshire, and the 4th one here is going to either be from Kings Heath in the Midlands, or from Preston or Lytham St Anne's Way, which is Mike Leach. Here we go. Kinman, liking it, not bad, he's saying. Good ball really for game. Well, Mike Leach is reached. Can he hit anything? Oof, round the back. Well, could be handy at the back, but really Leach was trying to play for a winner there. Well, this could be the last end. Going into the semi-finals, and Paul Kinman really playing some wonder balls now. One at the back, one at the front. Can Leach produce a dead ball? Well, Well, Leitch, he says it's blown in. Leitch says it's blown in. Well, what a real ball that was. A pressure ball. Tipped it halfway across the green, and that's the result. So, 28-30. Well, I bet Paul Kinman was thinking of probably, well, you never know, but he could have had £650 flashing across his mind there, and how he's going to take on Frith. It's not over yet. So Leitch definitely going to go up the edge, finger peg. You just watch his delivery. He's got the most unusual delivery. He's always had it from many years ago. He's never changed it. In fact, one or two said he lost a lot of faith, or lost a lot of confidence in his delivery. But he's come back with a vengeance. But now he's given Paul Kinman a great chance to take the lead and probably take the game. Well, it looks a better ball, better pace, played one, just gone over, but well, how far over? Has it gone out? No signal from the referee, but Mike Leach breathes again. Got to play good in this end. Well, here we go. Trotting it up. Well, he's saying it's better. It comes in off the bank. In. Oh, well. I don't think he'd be happy with that. Could be two, Mike Leach. Is Paul Kinman? Yes, definitely two. Going to have a look at this situation. He's got to play a good ball because it'll be 30 across. Doesn't get in here. Well, everybody round the green is probably saying, well, there's not much to beat, but when you've got to send that ball and it's 30 odd yards and there's 650 odd pounds on the ball, and more so, a chance of winning the Olympia, there's a lot of pressure at stake. Well, he's got rid of it. It's not going to get there. It's not going to get there. He got rid of it too quickly for me. Hardly stood on the mat. We've wanted, he got rid of it. So Mike Leach, 30 across. Well, Freddie Hume's just arrived, and he always creates a bit of an atmosphere, does Freddie Hume there. He's not boot keeping anyway today, but we've got Roy Armson running a book, and Cliff Hope. So this is it.
It's been a long game, this one, hasn't it?
Yeah, Mike Leach down the edge, away from the main supporters of the Paul Kinman clan. He couldn't get it much closer to the edge than that. It's just about 2'6" on. There we go. Oh, Mike Leach, probably the most experienced of the two players, and look at that for a lead. Well, he's got to reach this man Kinman. He's got to reach. Just gonna die. Oh, right up row 2. So bit of information there from Freddie Hume. He said 3 times. It means you got to roll that ball over 3 times to make him in. Freddie's got his maths right. But Mike Leach is going to put one right up front. What a ball. Now then, Paul Kinman, is he going to turn over? Is he going to try and get in on the bottom side and hit his own, or play Mike Leach out? This is it. Everybody's watching it. Is it going to do it? What about that? Oh, just robbed him. So Leach there. And a little bit of banter there from Mike Leach to the Paul Kinman clan. So we're going to leave off again as we're going to run out of tape. But Mike Leach through to the semis. It's going to be a great game here with Frith. The lineup, having the photographs taken. From nearest the camera, Glynn Cookson, then Frith, then the tallest Mike Leach. At the far end there, just the cameraman telling him to get down, is Keith Burkett. So I don't know whether that goes up in age range as well, but Glynn Cookson, 31 years of age, works in local government. Frith, now dare I give Stan's age there, because they've got it down in the programme anyway. There's Stan, age 51, just bending down there.
With a bad knee.
Works for ICI. Then Mike Leach, well Mike must be in his 40s, he's been around the bowling scene for a long time. Keith Burkett, he's 43, he's a manager for a bakery, do no advertising here. And Mike Leach is 42 in actual fact, so Frith is the oldest amongst the four semi-finals, and Glynn Cookson the youngest. So there we are, we're going to start off with Glynn Cookson playing Keith Burkett, so it's really, they could have played this on their own green really. Who would have guessed out of 32 players today, we would have had Keith and Glynn playing each other, and also Frith playing Mike Leach, three mid-Cheshire lads. So we're going to come in later on in the semi-finals.
Second semi-final on the green now, Frith, Michael Leach.
And of course the second semi-final going on will be Mike Leach and Frith. Well, welcome back to the semi-final stage, and they're around about the 20 mark, the leading players. We're on Glynn Cookson now, just sending out his last ball against Keith Burkett. Glynn Cookson 21-18 up at the moment. And the chance with that ball is just going out, just on the outside there. So Glynn Cookson there, although running far, didn't go far enough, so Cookson now 23-18. We'll stay with this semi-final for a while. In the other semi-final it's Frith against Mike Leach. We saw the end of Mike Leach's quarter-final, which was quite a nail-biter, against Paul Kinman. Frith, he's comfortable against Mike Leach, it's 21-12. So it looks like an all mid-Cheshire final, whichever way you look at it, and it could be Glynn Cookson and Frith. Keith Burkett is Frith's stablemate in pairs and two-man team competitions, and some pedigree on the green at the moment as far as the calibre of these players. Keith Burkett there, just running through, playing them out 40 to 50 yards into the corner. Glynn Cookson now wearing his Bass Olympia pullover, green pullover, well short with that one, not very happy with that at all, Glynn. So Keith Burkett still got a good ball to beat. Keith in the blue pullover. Oh, he's having a look with this one. He's going to do some pegging. Good ball, great ball. So he's still in it, Burkett, 19-23.
Right in line with that ball. That light.
We've just got a floodlight right in the line of fire of the camera. Believe it or not, out of the 32 tournaments, 32 players playing today in the tournament, age range varies from sort of 20 to 60, but the average age of all the players is 40.2 years, so all those round the green in the early 40s, do not be disheartened. You could be in the prime of your life for bowling. All those under 40, of course, have got a lot to go for. And all those well into the 50s and 60s, well, there's plenty of pensioners competitions around about, so there's enough for everybody. Meanwhile, Burkett, 1923, and got a good side ball there, but something for Cookson to rest on. So he's either going to have to try and cover it up as Keith Burkett, or which he has done there. He's certainly lying to. So can Cookson come on the inside? Well, he's turned over, so pace is right. What about the execution? Look at this for a ball. Oh, cracking ball from Cookson. That's when he just pulls one out, when Burkett there thinking, well, could be back in it, but pulls a cracking ball out. So 24-19. Another semi-final. Well, pulling back a bit, Mike Leach. There's a 6 in it, 15-21. So Leitch is not out of it yet. Glynn Cookson had another excellent season. Will not disclose how much money he's winning, but he won the Chetwood Arms earlier on this year. Won the Burley St Andrews. He's won the Team Tournament Players Association competition. That takes some winning. There's 30 odd great bowlers in that, so he won that one. Chatterton, and of course he's done his usual in the Waterloo over the years, reaching the semi-finals twice, and he's won the North Ashton Village Club. In fact, he's won that many and been close to that many. It's hard to remember just what he has won recently, because he has won most of the competitions that are going. Keith Burkett, well, been out of the limelight for a few years, but got some honours himself. He's won the Whitbread Masters, and he's won the big M&B one down here in the Midlands, and certainly does well in the Mid Cheshire, but he's been quiet for a few years, Keith. I don't think he's entered that many competitions, but I think he's got some new ones, and he's raring to go for next year, and this will just put him in good stead finishing off this season. So Frith in the other semi-final, 22-15. Stanford, of course, had that great year winning the Champion of Champions, the All England and the Waterloo.
Cookson 24-20.
Mike Leach, also of course an All England winner, and of course Mike had a few lean years, had problems with his delivery, but now getting back into it. So at the moment Burkett again line 2, but you just can't rely on counting them when Cookson comes up with dead balls. Well, not this time. He's just has a run down the bank there, but we're disappointed with that. So 22-24, Burkett leading out against Cookson. But Glynn's like that. He has a couple of loose ends, but doesn't get overawed with it. Just plugs away, and I think that's what he did with Duncan. He wore him down in the end, Brian Duncan. So I'm informed by Arthur Land, the competition man. competition handbook man, I should say, Arthur. He's here today getting all the details. Graham McGarry's here, who did the commentary last year in the Bass Olympia. That was the one where last year's winner was Ken Armitage against Gary Wallace. Going back a little bit with Keith Burrows from the same club as Glynn Cookson. He won it in 1982 against Paul Stimson. And of course Glenn's brother Barry Cookson, also from the same club, won it in 1984. So if Cookson takes it this time, both brothers have got it on the mantelpiece. That's the trophy that you get for winning the final. Of course, going back a few years, it was in 1984 where they reached an entry of 1,024. And in 1988, of course, Mel Evans, who's the organiser of this tournament, and does a fantastic job. He's having to include a few more players, and they play in preliminary rounds. And the prize money, believe it or not, from 1975 it was £210. And in 1989 we're on 13,030. It reached £1,000 in 1979, and then steadily grown through a lot of work put in by Mel Evans. It's steadily grown. We've had various sponsors, but we've had building societies involved. But it's now the Bass Olympia, and that's been like that for a few years. They of course own the M&B brewery, so they were involved in it earlier on. At the moment though, we're still in the game between Glynn Cookson and Keith Burkett. It's 23-24 for Cookson. And plug it away, Burkett. It's level now, 24 across. We'll stay with this game. The other game is 22-17, and a bit of banter there between Leitch and Freddie Hume. Freddie Hume says that's won it or something, and Leachy says how much have you had to drink. But while Mike Leach is putting on a little bit of a showbiz performance, he is getting back at Stanford, and I don't think Stanford's going to be put off by it, but Mike Leach certainly enjoying his game. I think he likes a bit of a talk with the crowd, does Mike. Now then, Burkett, a chance for Cookson here. He's played a ball just a yard on the side. Too much room for Cookson. As you can see, he's taking it up. Well, any rectification from Burkett? Certainly chose a better line. He certainly has picked that block up. Could tempt Cookson into a strike here. Not seen one this afternoon. Certainly not on video. Well, here we go. Glynn Cookson with a strike. Normally pretty accurate is Glynn, so let's see. Needs the ball. Got it. How's that? Perfect strike.
Lined up and said he struck at least 5 times and hit 5 times, or 3 times and got 7.
Oh, we're talking to Duncan earlier on, asking about the game with Cookson, and he said Glynn struck about 5 times and just got what he wanted every time, so his striking's not off form today. So it's 25-24. The other game, Leitch and Frith. Well, Leitch is 19-22. Just gone through that one, Leitch's. We're not viewing that game, but Stan Frith lying in at 22-19 up. Well, Cookson, having lost his block, Burkett sets the mark on right across the middle of the green, thumb peg. Well, he's losing that block could have been a mini disaster there for Cookson, because he's yard short, but Burkett going to go through. Nobody's in at the moment. So Cookson, a big correction required here. 2 yards short with his first. Well, he's got the correction. It's a fair ball now, length ball, just clipping the jack.
23-19.
Oh, Burkett coming a little bit wide. I don't know what they'll peg all that. Well, he's done his best. He's come right way around, almost back on itself. So Burkett knowing the lie of the land there. So 25 across now. They just gave the score out, Mel Evans did, but it's 25 across. So being as that game's nearer to 31 than the other game, we'll still stay with the Cookson-Burkett game. Meanwhile, Leitch is on 20. It's 20-23. Burkett left it a yard short. Glynn Cookson, can he just get in on the inside? Got in on the outside. Length, he's doing his best to try and go out as well, but Keith Burkett, now then, is there any run in these new balls? If he's playing with those new balls, it doesn't look like it. Burkett's signal to Cookson, definitely in. Glynn Cookson here, chance of a double. Well, he's just definitely 2 for me from this angle. No doubt about it, I wouldn't think. 27-25, so bad end there for Burkett. Just a bit of a loose end, and Cookson takes it up. Meanwhile, Leitch still on his comeback trail against Frith. Remember, Stan Frith was about 17-9 up. Oof, well, we missed that off the camera there, but Frith got the gap with his half-pace strike against Mike Leach. Leach 21-23. Now Cookson's played a lead.
Coming in the background
27-25, and here Colin, his dad there. Come on, come on. Keith Burkett looks tight for me. Well, you can say Keith Burkett's had his chance, caught him up, was always trailing a few, but caught Glynn Cookson up at the 24-25 stage, and now just letting it go again. But Glynn Cookson, playing 2 punishing balls on the full corner. Meanwhile, Stan Frith goes in against Mike Leach along the edge. Well, Burkett can't even save, so 2 2s there at 2 ends. Makes some difference that to the score. Crucial in the run up to the 31 there, when you're well in the 20s.
29-25.
So it's 29-25. Stan Frith, meanwhile.
Frith 23-21.
Well, they just gave the score out for Stanford, 23-21, but it's now 25-21.
25-21.
Glynn Cookson playing finger peg towards the camera. Perfect length. Just a little bit tight, but perfect length. Say the green's a bit sticky today. They had some rain on it last night. Well, Burkett's not out yet. Superb ball. I suppose Burkett saying to himself, well, if Glynn can go up with 2-2, so can I. Well, Cookson, a little bit tighter, but got the pace on. What about this for a cracking ball? What about this? Oh! Well, everything was right about that ball, just the pace. Could have nudged in there and got the jack even. Well, Burkett's got to be careful here. He can't nudge that jack, else he could go 2 down. Oh, what a ball that was from Cookson. So Burkett, now then, does he line himself up and try and get a double? It's dangerous. Just taking a bit of pace out of it, going just a single. So 26-29. Cookson needing 2 for game and a place in the final against either Frith or Leitch. It looks like Frith at the moment. Frith line 2 on against Mike Leach from Lytham St Anne's. And Leach not having much luck at that end. Again, it's just off the film. It's now 27-21 to Frith. We'll just switch to a couple of ends here of Stan Frith and Mike Leach. We'll keep you in touch with the Burkett and Cookson game, because Keith Burkett now line 2 on against Glynn Cookson. So Cookson going to produce one. Meanwhile, Stan Frith 27-21. Burkett now back in it at 28-29 to keep you in the picture. Stan Frith 27-21 and line 1 on. So Stan Frith trotting up for his second. Just on the tight side, but could win on the length probably. So line 2 there. Stan Frith. These games could finish simultaneously. Well, certainly one, I think, for Stan Frith there. Might be looking for 2, I don't know. We've got the lamp in front of us. Stan Frith 1, that's 28-21. And meanwhile, Cookson just goes in against Keith Burkett at 29-28. So Burkett's going to play one here. Don't know whether Burkett's takes him out. Well, there's a little bank there, he could just roll out. We don't know which side that's fallen. It could be Burkett that's in. Difficult to tell. We're not on that game, we're just watching Stan Frith just clip the block. Oh, Cookson's done some damage. He was flying, but it hit Burkett's ball and left himself one. 30-28 in that game. So 30-28. We'll just go back now onto Cookson leaning out against Keith Burkett. We'll see if we can get the finish of both games. Cookson leading out 30-28. Meanwhile, Mike Leach in the other semi-final, line one in, trying to go and get another here because he's 21-28 behind. Cookson coming for a place in the final, right into the corners. What a lead from Cookson. Football almost. Burkett got to be up, got to give this ball a chance. Well, it's doing its best, but it's got a peg. Can't come round the back. So Cookson. Last ball from Cookson now. Line. Oh, not a good one this time from Glynn Cookson. Line one on. But line game. Oh, Keith Burkett. The line is good. The line is good, but... Oh, what a ball from Burkett. Wow, tremendous ball. Cookson probably not just doing enough with his second ball, but tremendous ball there. We've got to stay with this one. It's now 29-30. Burkett leading out. Meanwhile, give you an update on the other game. Stafford, line one on at 28-23. Could come for another. Well, it could be, and don't like making predictions. It could be Burkett and Frith, the two pairs. Well, we'll just give you Stafford, line 30. Oh, bad lead there from Burkett. So Cookson can take it up here. Cookson on the inside. Played a cracker. Good ball that is. So Burkett. Everything has to be in this ball from Keith Burkett. Well, it's on the bank. It's run and it's just gone in. So, well, is this going to be 30 across? We've got two games here, two semi-finals that could end, as I say, at the same time. Cookson now playing. Can it get down the bank? Cookson's going to drop short there. Glynn Cookson, so Burkett and Cookson 30 across. We've got Stafford lying on against Mike Leach. Well, there we go. I'm just going to. Have we got the camera, Tommy, on Frith and Leach now? Last end. We're just going to pick this last ball up from Mike Leach against Stafford to see whether Leach saves the game, and if he does, we'll switch back to the other game. Leach saves it, so we're back straight away to the Burkett and Cookson game. 30 across. Keith Burkett. Well, it's a bare yard. Not the sort of ball Keith Burkett would like, I think, for a 30 across. Glynn Cookson now coming in on the inside. Plays a cracking ball. Just clips the jack, but he's 18 inches over. So this is it, the ball from Burkett. Oh, he's short. Burkett's not going to reach with that, surely. Not going to reach with that. So there it is, Glynn Cookson. Glynn Cookson through to the final. Well, this is a great semi-final, but pity one on Matt to lose, but Burkett there with it. We saw him wobble it out, we just couldn't. He just couldn't believe it there, Burkett, on that finish. Well, we're going to leave that game now. We've got to leave it because Mike Leach, he's still in it against Frith. So 2:31.30s from Cookson. He's got the stamina still, if I'm not stammering getting that out. Mike Leach in the meantime, 24:30. I've got a football there against Frith. Well, Frith there, just on the side of it, but on the wrong side. Mike Leach is level. And Frith keeping Leach's first ball company there by resting on the side of it. And this time, can Frith finish it off? It's 30-24. It's on its way, this ball. It's down on the bank there. Not coming with speed, so 25-30. So Frith, with his 99 appearances for Cheshire, he's trying to get out here at 30-25, but Mike Leach still has the block. He'll probably go down the edge along where the bookies are, and Freddie Hume and Roy Lussey and all the usual faces you get around the bowling green. Mike Leach struggling to get a good length here. He's give Frith plenty of room. Well, Frith now, could he make it an All Mid Cheshire Bass Olympia final? It looks like it. He's just playing an 18-inch ball, something for Mike Leach to go for. It's got to be a perfect ball. He can't strike, can't afford to strike. Remember, he played a dead ball when it looked all over for him against Paul Kinman in the quarterfinals. Can he do it again? Can he save the game? Aye, aye, he's saying. Aye, aye, he's done it. What a superb ball. Well, Frith is walking up thinking, well, am I going to shake hands with him? But no. So Frith again. Well, he's having a good laugh about it, Frith. He's got to pull one out. He's got to be up. He could hit his own or take... it's too low. Not going to work. 26-30.
Pressure ball on it there from Mike Leach.
So Mike Leach, no wonder his beard's going grey with all these pressure balls he's having to play. So back up the edge from Mike Leach. Plays for his county, of course, is North Lancashire and Fylde, Mike Leach. Of course, he's a solicitor. And they tell me he's had a 2-year break in bowls. Well, it's not bad having a 2-year break and coming back, being in the semi-finals of the Bass Olympia. And of course, this year he's been runner-up in the McKinleys. And he won the All England way back in 1984. Well, that's not really way back. North Lancashire Merit, same year, 1984. And he won the Patricroft Handicap in 1977. Meanwhile, still playing to save this game. Oh, he's after it. Going for it. going for it, got the length. Is he line 2?
Yeah.
26.30, Leitch, line 2, Frith, has he reached? Oof. Right in the back of Mike Leach there. Well, both these guys used to the pressure bowling, so I would say it's just another end for both these players. But having said that, it's another tournament. It's a tournament neither of them have won, so, and of course a place in the Bass Masters.
On the edge now, isn't it?
Well, this Mike Leach can't get any closer to the edge than this. He's really taking advantage of these edges. It's a very, very flat green is this, and what a ball that is. 28.30. Has Mike Leach got the balls to suit this edge, or is it Frith that also can get in on the edge? Whoa, what a ball this is. Well, what's the verdict? We don't know from up here. What is the verdict? But that is some ball. Fred Hume there with his white cap, right next to the end. Royal Hussey. Definitely, from here, it definitely looks Frith is here. Now, if Frith's ball topples, it could go into the gutter. That's how flat that edge is.
Tell who's on it, Mike Leach ball.
Yeah, well, this will be some ball from Mike Leach. He could reach up and play Frith out and leave himself 2. Here we go. This is a ball and a half coming up. A ball and a half. He's saying get down, in off. He's done it. What a ball that is. What a ball. Well, Leach said get down, but he did. That was the ball and a half. Now Leach playing almost a touch of Frith. Can he go in off his own, or? There's no other way in. They've got to go this way in. Can't go round peg, as somebody said, down by the side of the green. He's got to be a... Well, he's not short. He's not short, but he doesn't want to hit his own off. It's there. Frith's done it. Frith's done it for me. What a great ball. What a great ball. What a great end. 4 good balls there. Another game that was worthy of the final. So Frith meets Cookson in all mid-Cheshire. Olympia final, 31-28. So we'll leave off.
From William in Cheshire, Frith.
Well, welcome back. It's, as we can see there, 2 well-known faces in the final. Glynn Cookson in the green pullover, Frith in the blue. Also behind is BBC Midlands, trotting around the green just to go get a few clips for tomorrow afternoon's television. So Glynn Cookson wins the toss. They're off 6 each. And there was 2 fabulous semi-finals that we just saw. Glynn Cookson winning Keith Burkett, also from mid-Cheshire, 31-30, and Frith getting out 31-28 against Mike Leach. There's some cracking ends in those 2 semi-finals. Remember, Cookson's also took out Brian Duncan in the last 16. And that's the sort of lead he's playing. A 12-inch ball, back of the jack, first end. And Frith's coming up with something like it. So Glynn Cookson on at the moment. A good ball there from Frith as well. Well, we've talked about what these players are capable of, what they've won, so we'll keep strictly to the game. Cookson line one at the moment. Second ball about 2 yards short. So Frith at 51 years of age, I think, and Glynn Cookson at 31 years of age. Both play for the county, Cheshire.
He stands on 99 appearances.
And yes, Tommy reminds me, Stan's had 99 appearances, so I'm sure he'll make the 100. It could be a record, that, for Cheshire. I don't know if anybody's beaten that. He's also won the Mid-Cheshire Guardian Cup a few times, as Glynn Cookson. So all in all, they've got one hell of a bag full of tournaments between them over the years. The most consistent bowlers, these pair, in Cheshire, certainly in Mid-Cheshire. So here we go. Cookson was even money, from what I gather from Roy Armson, and they were offering 4-1, I think, on Frith. Well, I suppose they've got to create some interest somewhere. They can't be both even money. They want some revenue in. So Frith now in the blue pullover, goes in 12-inch balls. Well, Cookson's been beating these sort of balls. Again with Keith Burkett. Keith Burkett must have been walking up thinking, well, could be counting here, and then Cookson comes in with an absolute smoker just to pinch the end. We're bringing you this video from off top of the GEC company boiler house down here at Stafford. So it's 1 each, 7 across, 31 up, £2,500 for the winner. A place in the Bassmasters, of course, which is the highlight of the year.
Does Glynn get him for winning that Players Tournament Association?
So the Frith setting the block, thumb peg, quite a short mark, right at Cliff Hope's feet. Cliff Hope there helping Roy Armson out with a bootkeeping. Well, Frith not getting tempted there to go right to the edge. It's a bit brown there, right at the edge, but I wouldn't think the green's running that well. Had some overnight rain, so we're still drying out. Then we've got Arthur Land there in view, maybe. He's just to the right of the scoreboard. Arthur Land, who does a great job with the competitor's handbook. Be getting all the details. It's great for Mid-Cheshire, this, to see... oh, look at that there, Frith. Just waddled and into the hole, so chance for Cookson. Well, those Cookson, the worst thing Cookson can do is hit the block and knock it off, but he's got a double there. So 9-7 it is. It's going quite cold here up on the roof. I think most people have got overcoats on around the green. Good crowd. I have to guess, I'd say there'd be about 1,000 people here. It's a good guess. That's not bad considering there's very little cover here around the Bass Mitchell green.
Young bowler his words of wisdom.
So Glynn's dad, Colin, here just below us, we think. Here he's standing in the right place. It's the only place that's out of the wind, I think, just in front of the boiler house here. Well, Well, we've got security cameras also around the green, so there's going to be plenty of coverage, and I'm not sure whether these security cameras are also following the game. Well, we'll wait and see, but it's certainly working overtime at the moment, the white group security camera here at the GEC court. Cookson still with a single. It's in double figures now, Glynn Cookson. 10-7. Frith played to the middle of the green a couple of ends ago to try and keep Cookson from the corners, because this is the sort of corner balls he can produce, Glynn Cookson. So Frith, first ball in the gutter. Oh, a bit of a wild one there from Glynn Cookson. Not his usual style, that from Glynn. Well, stand Frith, motoring, don't think that'll peg. So Cookson, 11-7. Both of these players belong to the Players Tournament Association, and have any chance of playing in the last 32 of the association's competition, you've got to be getting around about 50 to 60 points, and that takes some doing throughout a year. I think the minimum number of points is around about 9 that you can win for the smallest tournament. That's 128 with a minimum prize money of about £600 to £800. For this tournament, you'd be winning round about, I'd say 15 points. It's got the entry well over the maximum, over 1,024 entries. Well, he's played one this time, Stan Frith, in the lighter grey trousers. Again, setting that block right in the corners, Cookson. Good green for corners, a flattish green. Must be 60 odd yards into the corners. He's trying that one with Glynn Cookson. It swung right round the back. Don't know whether it's gone in or not. The referee having a good look. Well, he says he fancies the last ball. Well, Glynn Cookson's got a good eye. Stan Frith knows he's got to play for one, because Glynn Cookson fancies his own. How about this? If he nudges the jack, oof.
He's not having that bit of luck, is he, Stan?
No. Have you heard that noise? That was an intercity Pullman going past. It looks as if it was in a bit of trouble because it was being pulled by an older electric unit. So So Glynn Cookson was right, 1 on. So 12-7. So getting the start he wants, Glynn Cookson. He's been doing the game as well. Well, somebody said okay, Stan, but it's a yard ball and they can't be like that easily. Not over 60 yards anyway. Stan Frith trying on the inside this time. Finger peg, just goes in, only just. Staffordshire County referee, I think. I've seen his face before at county matches. Glynn Cookson coming back here. Hell of a ball from Cookson. Heartbreaker, somebody says. The usual terminology in Winsford. Well, Frith here having a look. Oof. Was on good track, but that front ball of Cookson's, I think, just saved him. I don't know what would have happened if he'd have missed Cookson's first ball. It's 13-7. So Cookson, his balls are picking up some of the dirt off the green because there are 1 or 2 bare patches on this green. They've had it cut right down naturally for get the best out of the green for the competition, but we've had a lot of good weather and these greens were flying a few weeks ago, and then you suddenly get a downpour and some of the grease and the dirt comes up to the surface and it leaves a trail of debris on the running part of your ball, and this has to be wiped off. That's what Glynn Cookson was doing, just to make sure he's sending out a perfectly clean ball. And that's what you get when you send out a perfectly clean ball. You get almost a front toucher. He's not deep into the corners this time, Cookson. He's sort of three-quarter corner. Stan Frith needs to stop any minute. Just gone. Well, it's good for Mid-Cheshire this to see 2 of the best players there battling it out 60 odd miles away way down in Staffordshire in one of the best tournaments, one of the top tournaments of the season. Cookson just ran the jack there, certainly 1 on, may have just taken the jack too far towards Stan Frith's back ball, so it could be a 1 in 1 out job. Oof, well, Cookson won 14-7, so a substantial break now from Cookson, even though going up in 1s is 100% in front of Frith, 14-7. Been a lot of 31-30s in this competition, even right at the early rounds. It's just gives you an idea of the amount of competitiveness there is in this game. But if you look down the score sheets in Mel Evans' hut, he does a great job. He writes down all the results, so you've got a complete picture of what's gone on year in, year out of this game, of this competition. But the number of 31-30 results is incredible. So still Cookson, side Side ball there, about a yard wide, but these are good balls on corners. And Duncan will be proud of this sort of bowling. Frith just not finding his length at the moment. He's got to get in shortly to stop the rot. There's a chance with this. He's found one. So, bit of a relief there for Stanley. It's 8-14. Well, he played the edges well, but Mike Leach took him on, so whether he'll try the same trick, I doubt it. That's a good lead from Stan Frith. He's gone the distance, but he's obviously not gone into the corners. As I say, it's a big green, so he's having to. You can't cut it down too sharply too soon, because you can lose your own length having played corners for the last 20 minutes. So turn him over twice as the referee, and Cookson will be in. So Frith got his second ball out. Gotta miss that front ball. Could be line 2, not sure. Cookson wants to know. Only one, so the back ball in of Frith's. Well, Cookson's there. Oof. Well, if he'd have rested on that back ball, he'd have made himself 2. There's nothing to certain. Stan Frith just having another look at the end, but he's made his mind up. He's only 1. So that's 9-14. Last year's winner, of course, Ken Armitage, he picked up £1,800 against Gary Wallace. Again, Frith, not quite into the corner. Cookson just short there, but he's playing more of a round peg mark now, Stan Frith. Finger peg it is. Could be two. Second one I'm doubtful about. Well, Cookson sent this. He reckons he slapped his knee there. He's 1 to Frith. Yes, I think Glynn Cookson, as soon as he let it go, he knew he was over the top. So 10-40. Very quiet. The atmosphere, well, when you've got 2 players as I was saying, we'll just let the train go past, but when you've got two players who only live a few miles from each other and have played each other that many times in the Cheshire, in the league and in local tournaments, then probably it's difficult to really, for anybody around the green, to pick up any enthusiasm for either of these players. They know each other quite well and got a lot of respect for each other. The only enthusiasm I suppose you can get is just being completely unbiased. Watch the calibre of bowling, and if you've got money on any of them, then probably you can show enthusiasm to the guy that you've got money on. But it's even money, Cookson. 4-1 Frith. I don't think you get 4-1 on Stan Frith now at 14-10 down. That ball of Glynn Cookson, it's hung out there. I thought that'd curl round, but it hung well out. So now Stan Frith going up in the odd chalk. It's 11-14.
Glynn Cookson, 14.
So from 14-7 to 14-11. It's funny, you think to yourself, well, I'm 7 chalks up, I'm double his score, but soon get whittled down when you've been without the block for a few ends, especially the opponent scoring doubles. Now Stan Frith further still into the corner, still finger peg, so he's not gradually shortening Cookson down, he's even going that little bit further. Maybe he wants to get accustomed to long distance himself, we don't know. Glynn Cookson, I don't think this ball's reached, it's struggling now. It's about 2 yards short. That's the edge, of course, where Frith just did Leitch. Ooh, wow, what about, well, he just hit it right, just on the inside. Cookson now, 2 down. Likes the look of this one. The line's good. No doubt about it. 15-11. So right back into the corners. Glynn Cookson, thumb peg. Well, he's giving that a bit of a stamp, is Glynn there. I know he's not right near the ball. In fact, he's a mile away from the ball, but he's stamping the green there as if saying, go on. Want that extra few inches out of you. Stan Frith is tighter and he's reached. Going now, Stan Frith. 3 or 4 yards over. The ref is referee is Dennis Keebles, I think. And Glynn Cookson asking if he was a length. He's a length with that one, I think. He's going with Stan Frith, just on the inside. So, looks as if you've got to keep just on the top side, unless Stan Frith is turned over. Oh, he has turned over, and I don't know whether he's done it, but obviously he must know the other way in fairly well. Stan there to turn over.
One thing left.
Yeah, he looked hard at it, but Glynn Cookson signal, so that's 16-11. Well, it is very quiet round the green. maybe they've all had too much to drink. The bar's open all afternoon. We've had a dog fight as well in the corner. In fact, we've had a couple of dog fights, and it's somebody lost a pint of Guinness or something while the dogs were fighting. The bookies are quiet, so I suppose they're happy. They've got enough money in, or they can't lose on the book. We don't know. Or maybe it's just too cold, because it is cold up here. Well, Frith goes in. It's a good ball. He beat a good ball. Length ball. I think they're playing finger peg because they don't go very far. They play finger peg. They don't swing right the way around. But Glynn Cookson's not be happy with that. It's a bad one from Cookson. Well, Frith has he left it. Frith's turned over, I think. Thump peg. Trying to get in on the inside. Don't think it's done it for me. Certainly hasn't done it from up off this roof. So 12-16. Well, this is it now. He's not shortened it right down. It's a big green. You tend to play a short mark on here. They go go in a fair way. That's about 30 yards, I would say. Oh, nice round peg. The jack must be right in a hole there. Frith's balls swung right way round into the hole with the jack. Cookson right line, just over paced. Good positional ball if he picks that jack up. Oh, Frith's got it again. Right round, right onto the jack. Now then, and Cookson to adjust. Swing right round in between those balls. It's not going to come, it's too far out. Whether Cookson knew that once he sent it, I don't know, or whether it just bobbled and weaved off the road, I don't know, but it's now 14-16, so game now interesting, and this is what the crowd like, of course. The players may not like it, but crowd get warmed up pretty quick when they go the game seesawing. Oh, Frith there hesitating when he sends it. There must be one or two people moving around, shuffling their feet just behind the jack. Oh, it's a good ball really. It's 12 inches at the back, but he's now playing about 25-26 yards. Cookson adjusting, of course, and coming in. Oof, it's just pegging too tight. So, Frith there, still in. This time Frith banging the green, hoping the vibrations will send it a bit further, but it's dropped it short. Well, this is the sort of scenario Cookson comes in with a dead toucher. How about this then? Somebody shouts Cookson.
He's right as well.
And there it is, 17-14. And I think we've got the security group, the GEC security group. I think they're sitting in their nice cosy office watching the game from their security monitors. Don't blame them. As long as in the meantime nobody's doing any industrial sabotage. Well, there's two great balls there in the corner. And Dennis Keebles, I think he's Dennis Keebles, I'm not sure what he said there, we didn't quite pick it up, but Cookson well short, so he probably said he fancies Cookson's ball. Let's say Glynn Cookson's got a good eye for these situations. Well, I think his signal that stands
He said he'd give it to him.
Stands there. Well, he's gone tight with that one. So Frith it is at 15-17. Well, we're halfway to 31 now, both players. I say, just going through, I've got a programme here, going through Glynn Cookson's achievements. He's enjoying a tremendous season, it says here in the programme, and he's already captured 4 titles, and that sure is correct. And he was also runner-up, believe it or not, in the Burslem Suburban, where John Gurney beat him in the final there. But he certainly had a great season. In fact, if you look through his achievements or his wins to the final day, nobody's got above, well, 25 was the nearest, his last game, getting the 32, but Stan Frith there just playing a no ball, so Cookson must go for a double. So 1915, we'll be unhappy with that. Well, Stan Frith, it was at that end where he sent his first ball in the gutter when they were playing a short round peg mark very early on in the game. Probably was just going near Roy Hampson so he could just get a bet on while he was there, I don't know.
Yeah, watching that camera.
Again, just deep into the corner. It's just a little bit short of that second one, but line 2 for me. Pulls one out there, Frith. Gets the applause. He really needed that one to keep him in touch with Glynn Cookson. It's 16.19. He's not producing the sort of leads as he would like. Just looking at Frith's way to the finals, he's had some good run-outs. He's won 31-12, 31-18, 31-12 again, 31-19. So he's not had much trouble up to the last 32 as Frith. Well, he's right into the left-hand corner, opposite the BBC Midlands camera. Frith improves there on his lead. He's line one on. Cookson just about a bare yard short, but time and again we've seen Glynn Cookson come up with absolutely corking balls. This time he's going to have a strike. Well, somebody's moving their handbag and the glasses and got the gap. Not a full-blooded strike, he didn't want that, Glynn Cookson. It was just playing for it so he could just tipple that ball out of Frith and probably even leave himself too. So it's now 17-19. Good game. Well, he's still going now. This is interesting. Frith, no, he's not set the jack too far this time. He's going for that place where he sent one in the gutter. In fact, he sent in the gutter twice a ball where he tried to set the jack right down in the fast bit. This time he's playing short, left it on top of the hill there. There's a bit of a run down on that bank. Cookson, just a little bit tight. Can he get the run? Oof. Just the wrong side. There's a good pace on that ball because it run down to the jack. Now when Frith looks to have adjusted. He's certainly there this time. Well, now then, line two, but Cookson. Glynn Cookson's there now. What's going to happen here? Is he going to swing right the way around and pick it up? How about this for a ball? What a superb ball from Cookson. Well, it's time the crowd lined up to this excellent bowling. And why isn't it that Cheshire can't win the Martel Cognac? I don't know. The sort of bowlers that Cheshire are turning out. The sort of bowlers that Cheshire have got. It's a complete mystery. So 20-17. Cookson just at the right time keeps his nose in front. Frith trying to peg back the score, and had a good one there really to make it 18-19, but Cookson on menacing form today, just pulls one out when he just feels like it. Oh, Frith, just give up. Cookson still in. All good bowling this. This time Cookson turned over, he don't do any damage. Well, could be two, I don't know that. It's a fair distance away, but perfect road the other way in.
This is the big prize, I think, the place in the Bass Masters was the end of this.
Somebody's saying, aye, Stanley, he's got to go right the way around. He's fell the wrong way for Frith, and he could have just helped Glynn Cookson there with that back ball. He could be he's taken one out. It could be a double there for Cookson. Well, I think it's the first time we've seen the measurers on the green. Meantime, if you hear a rumbling noise, it's the boiler going full belt behind us. I could warm my hands up on this boiler, couldn't I? So Cookson was a single there. No, he was two, I beg your pardon. 22-17 it is. Setting the jack right to the edge, the right hand edge, where we're viewing from.
Cookson 22-17.
Well, he's left it a bit short, but anything past that jack could be in the gutter. So Frith on at the moment. Dragged his feet at the end there, Glynn Cookson's second ball. Well, if anything, Frith needs a double, but that's also going to drag its feet unless it gets in on the inside. I can't see the jack from where I am, but Tommy tells me it's only one, looking from the camera position, but we're going to have a measure.
It's only one for me. It's a funny angle, the stand looks that short, that was shorter. I think maybe Stan wants a breather. The measure stands first.
Well, that's not always true, but whatever the measurers measure first is his favourite. I don't think it's a very, very tight measure, but it looks like Glynn Cookson's ball is just favourite.
Can't separate it. Right now.
Yeah. So there it is, Frith. It's a single, it's 18-22. Remember, the nearest he's been to Glynn Cookson so far is 17-19 I think it was, or 14-16. It's the nearest he's been to him on the score sheet. Now it's 18-22. Not a good lead, not be happy with that, Frith. Yard short. Remember, both these players, they've won all sorts of tournaments. Oh, well, well, That's when it's going fire. They're giving it the aye, but when it rests on that jack, it soon knocks a yard or two out of the ball. Well, Stanford's put a bit more on. Can it run down that bank? Well, no luck there really for Stanford. He's Glynn Cookson. Well, he's arrived, I think, or has he? No, left it. So 23-2018. 23-18 on the car.
I think he was playing safe then, wasn't he?
Cookson 23-18.
So we've just got the confirmation of the score from Mel Evans. I don't know whether Mel Evans has seen a full game right the way through yet. He's always seems to be in that hut, keeping the competition going. Well, Glynn Cookson, if he's going to allow Stanford in, it maybe was that first ball, but Stanford has wandered out there. Cookson about a yard and a half over. Again, he set the jack right into the corner.
Is that because he was shot there, the tank is pegged on?
Oh no, I don't know, it's funny, isn't it there? I suppose. Well, Stanford looks a better road. He's gone right the way around. Oh, a good ball there from Stanford. So 1923.
Sounds like a good year, that does. For the grey.
Having a look, I don't think anybody's won this competition twice yet. Been some near misses. In fact, the nearest is Ken Armitage. He was beaten in the final against Ken Strutt in 1981, and then he went on to win it in 1988 last year. Ken Armitage. So he's had the closest, I think, or the most success in this tournament. Although, correct me, Tony Poole has also had the same achievement, a final and a semi-final. A final and a runner-up, I should say. Glynn Cookson. Chance for two after that great first ball of his. Friffy trying to cut the green into playing to the centre, but will it run? Will it do it? It's not going to do it. 24-19. The Gamsby brothers have had a lot of success as well in this tournament. Saying the Gamsby brothers, they've been in and out of this tournament a few times. Oh no, our friend the dog's just started again on the side. He's a good guard dog. Cookson there, nudging the jack. I don't know what he's doing. I think Frith is in this time. It's between those two balls, touching each other. Getting his twos, he's Frith, just when, well, he needs his twos. He's behind, he's 24-20 now, but he's not got many twos in this in this game at all. Whereas Glynn Cookson, to be fair, I think Glynn punishes an end, a relatively loose end. They don't have many loose ends, these players, but Glynn Cookson tended to punish the end. No, block's going to stay on. Thumb peg right into the corner. Probably Frith's given up playing a shortish mark because he has, remember, Cookson beat him twice on a short mark. Not a good ball from Frith, really. Tight and just a little bit short. This is the sort of ball that's going to come in for a winner. Great ball there from Cookson. 12 inches past the jack. Frith's got to run. Got to run. Well, no, it's a nightmare of an end for Frith. Well, the only thing Glynn Cookson can do is hit this front ball, but it's going in. Two easy balls. $26-20.
We do some catching now, Stanley, haven't we?
Got to pull out some real good balls now for Frith, because Cookson, as I say, in menacing form. Not going to go far wrong. We're going to play him far away as Glynn Cookson. Always going to be roundabout. The rain's kept off. It looks a bit dull down there. They almost have the lights on, but don't think they will. But it's gone quite dull. It's 25 past 5 as well. What a superb ball from Cookson. There's not a bad effort from Frith, at least he's reached, but that jack's right near the edge of the green, so to go too far past it, he'll be in. I think that's a teaser now from Glynn Cookson. He's saying you've got to reach up to beat it. Frith, he's going for gold here. Oh, he's gone for gold. What a ball. 21-26.
Ball, that was. Camera's still up at work now.
Hey?
Camera's still at work.
Yeah, it's programmed, it just goes everywhere. So Frith leading out 21-26. Set the jack right opposite Freddie Hume there. He must be cold. He's got his hands in his pockets, his cap's on, but it's a summer cap there. Should have a woolen or a bob cap on today. It's a bit drafty around the ears. Cookson goes in, just sneaks in there on the top side. For me anyway. Oh yeah, he says Dennis Keeble says first ball. Well, I must admit it's difficult from up here, but I wouldn't have said so. Stan Frith left it short. Must have left it short. Glynn Cookson's only going to touch his own. Far enough, they say. It flies in this ball. Not go out. 27-21.
You got some money on him over there.
Some of the crowd now warming up. They realise that they can be... well, I thought that. Glynn Cookson's having a look. There we are. So I may not be wrong. Dennis Keeble said 1. Glynn Cookson thinks he's a chance. Well, it'll be a little bit embarrassing for Dennis Keebles if he's not right, because he did say first ball up, whereas maybe it's justified in probably saying, well, it's close and maybe a measure.
That's the easy way out, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah, it's the easy way out, but it's the most sensible way of... I hope Dennis Keebles is not made a boo-boo here. Oh, look at that. Well, very close that was. When it looked a Nap's whisker in it.
Good decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very, very close to make a decision like that. Anyway, it's 27-21. £2,500. The check's already been made out. We know it's one of these very huge checks. It's on something like a 4 foot long by 2 foot high board, and Mel Evans will be there waiting to put the name on the check. At the moment, Glynn Cookson looks to be ready to receive it. We don't know. In the meantime, Stan Frith, 21-27 down, just sneaks in there. Going on holiday, Glynn Cookson, I think, shortly, so he's got some spending money to take with him. He will have, if, no matter what happens in this game. Won it back for me. Cookson.
Money? Big blue?
Yeah. Well, Stan Frith, it looks to be short for me. Well short. Runaway, he said, Stan Frith. Well, 28-21. Are we staying up here for the presentation? Or do you want to go down and get amongst it or what?
The thing is, up there, you can always get clear of it, can't you?
Yeah.
You can get down there, you get people walking.
Well, we just announced then that we're going to stay up here for the presentation. We might not hear some of the speeches, I should say, because it won't be just Mel Evans saying a few words, I doubt.
2 foot past it. No, 3 foot. Just behind the blocks, I think, down.
Well, he's right into the corner again, Glynn Cookson.
Cookson, 28.
Second ball coming up. Stan Frith got the road, one of the paces right. Well, it did its best there. It fell the right way, but somebody's saying it's a measure, but Glynn Cookson won. So 29-21. And Cookson lining himself up for a place in next year's Bass Masters. He could have already qualified winning the Burley St Andrews, but there's nothing like making sure, is there? And Glynn Cookson made sure this year by winning, I think, 3 events that qualify you for the Bass Masters. And he's already got this one under his belt, I would think, at this stage. It's going to be a lot of good bowling from Stan Frith to try and get out of this one. He's had the closest of games, Glynn Cookson, today, without a doubt. 2 31-30s against Duncan and and against one of your pals, Keith Burkett. Stan Frith pulled one out, right in the corners. Cookson, as he reached, can he miss that front ball of his? Well, it's just robbed him, so... Somebody said, and again Stanley. Well, I think Stan Frith's reached again. He's on the bottom side this time, trying to get round the back. Well, good driving, as they say. You've got to get them 2s at this stage. So 23-29. I don't think he really knows where to go. He's probably going to experiment a bit here, Stan Frith. It's a long mark, finger peg. Oh, as it reached this ball, just going on the tight side, dragging its feet out of it. Not a tremendously good lead, not the sort of lead that will deter Glynn Cookson. Better road from Glynn Cookson. Can they run down that back? Could have just died, don't know. Whatever happens, Frith has got to miss that front ball of Cookson's. Got to miss it. He's on a better road. Got to miss it. And there, oh, well, he's missed it, but he's lucky there, Stan Frith. Just fell in on the right side. He could have hit that full, and Glynn Cookson then could just merely come up with a second for game. But how about this one? When the going gets tough, Glynn Cookson just pulls one out. 30-23.
As the going gets tough, the tough get going.
And Colin there just lifting his feet up and down, getting the circulation back. That's Glenn's dad, Colin Cookson. Great ball for game, 30-23. Remember, Keith Burkett had his chance at 30 across. Well, Stan Frith trying to get in on the other side, just runs out. Oh, in fact, well, it's in the gutter. So Cookson.
Somebody over there wants Glynn to win, they just get off.
Yeah, There it goes, Cookson now. He's played a wild card here. I think that may be deliberate because Frith, he's got to pull one out. There's nothing to strike at. Is this the last end? Cookson. There it goes. There it goes. Cookson there. Great game. 31-23. Well, that's about 5 wins this year for Glynn Cookson. 5 major tournament wins. What a season. We're just going to stay up here on the roof, and because the presentation will be down on the right in front of the Bass Olympia stand. There'll be that many people around the stand that we won't get a good view, so we might as well stay up here and we can home in. We might not get the speeches on, but we'll certainly see the action. As Tommy was saying, there's a lot of them there queuing up to see the bookie. I don't know what Glynn was at the start, whether it was whether it'd be about 7-1 at the most, I would think, at the off. Well, hey Tommy, you won't get the presentation. They're doing it round the corner. Have to go down.
Pass it out the way.
I'll pass it out. Pull the mic out.
We've seen the last 32 do battle today. The standard, well, you've seen what the standard is. The standard, well, it's the best in Britain here today. Now, to get the best in Britain in here today, it's thanks to really the organisers of this event. There's a lot of commitments and time gone into this. So can we all show our appreciation? So first of all, the tournament organiser, Secretary, Mel Evans. And we also thank his assistant, Ron Burkett. And also all the officials over the 7 weeks who have been officiating this competition. Before the presentation, can I just say one thing? Before the presentations are made, we'll be making the presentations in front, as you are now, with the photographs. So if anybody, which David Bailey's, if you could hold your cameras, the photographs will be made round the corner in front of the clubhouse. So can I now call upon Mick Edwards, Managing Director of Bath Rent and Sales, to say a few words on behalf of the company.
Right, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let me first of all formally welcome you to the Bass Olympia Bowls final. I hope you've enjoyed your day, whether you've been a spectator or a competitor. The weather appears to have been quite good to you. It's getting colder now, but very shortly we'll be going to the club and drink some of the best beers in the world. Now at Bass in actual fact, we do enjoy our contact with the bowling world, and no doubt you've seen some of the magazines which portray our involvement. It's the #1 sport with the #1 brewer. Without doubt, this particular event, the wind is high, is a good competition and has become highly prestigious, being one of the top 3 in the country, which is an excellent achievement. Now we at Bass actually sponsor many types of events, supporting community life and sporting life. Excitement in the early days and interest is normally quite high, but then sometimes it fades away, normally about 5 to 6 years, and then they lose interest. We then reconsider our involvement in these competitions. The Bass Olympia Bowls competition has been sponsored by Bass Mitchell Butlers since 1982, which is actually 7 years. And we are delighted at the high level of interest and the high level of activity that is still maintained in this competition. The proof is what John did say. We launched this tournament in February the 1,152, which is brilliant, and that's proof enough that the interest in this competition is extremely high. And we should continue to sponsor the competition as long as it is as high as that, and of course the price is right. I thought he was asleep then. Now, as I say, we are pleased, he hasn't got the microphone, we are pleased to be involved in the bowling world because there's two main areas really that influence us. One, it caters for all types of people, rich and poor. It caters for all groups of people, young and mature, hello, and of course all sexes, including male and female. The second main reason is, of course, that the sport actually controls itself with dignity on the green and in the bars where they're drinking the Carling Lager or, of course, Orange 55s, whatever it may be. Every effort you should make among yourselves to retain this dignity within your sport. Now, at the brewery, we receive many requests for support with whatever tournament it may be. My sales team have a motto which helps us decide who to sponsor and who not to sponsor. And it's quite simple, it's got to be simple for us. Bass will support the people who support Bass. Quite easy, simple, but very effective. Remember that at all times when you're drinking other people's beers. If you dare. So finally, to finish off with a few words of thanks, then we get on with the presentations and some drinking, I hope. To the organisers, they've been thanked once already, but I think the tournament is organised so well, the second round of thanks is in order. It's been first class and brilliant. The officials for today and the qualifying round, I understand there's not been too many disagreements, not been too much fighting, no blood spilled. Thank you for your professional approach, you're very well, I understand. To the GEC Bowls Club, thank you for allowing us to use your excellent facilities. It's an honour to come here, it's an honour to sell our beers in this club. The ground staff, the greenkeeper, I just wish he lived in Burton. Bob Dempster and his team, the greens in excellent condition. Obviously they've had a very tough year this year with the lack of rain. We liked the sun, but they didn't. But the greens have been splendid. The winners say the best ever. Last but by no means least, I'd like to thank all the competitors that have competed. A big thank you to all those who entered, and congratulations to the winner today. I am reliably informed that the standard was very high. I looked at it, it looked very encouraging. I enjoyed it. And I hope I shall take a ball to one day when I get time. Always remember this, to competitors, if you lose, you win, whatever you may do, the next best thing to playing and winning is actually playing and losing. Thank you all very much. We'll get on with the presentation. Thank you.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen. First are the sixth round losers who receive cheques for £100. First one, Derek Lilly. Roy Lucy. Ray Beach. Paul Kinman. Losing semi-finalists received £650. First one, Keith Burkett. And the second one, nice to see him back playing bowls again, Michael Leach. And the runner-up received £1,250. Stanley Frith. Now we've never won it twice, but this is a bit historic. two brothers who've won the tournament, and I think there's a very proud father standing over there. Glynn Cookson.
Made a 10-minute speech. I've only just learned actually they're all supporters, so alright, you know. And we've won today. They've even got a stable haircut. Thanks, Mal. I really haven't prepared myself for the speech because we've been busy bowling all day. I'm shattered now. There's not much left to think about. I'm an automatic pilot now. But I would like to thank everybody that's come here today and said all the nice things to all the players as well, spread the money all over and had a good bet. But without the likes of Mel Evans and the sponsors here, Bass and even yourselves wouldn't have a day out. So I think we should just put our hands together. Mel Evans, I think he's done marvellous. Thank you very much. Not a lot else to say except I'd like to have a drink really. I don't know about everything. I know my wife's got a headache when I get in as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot for another year. Wish you all a safe journey home and we'll see you again next year. Thank you very much. Stand Frith, please.
Those are now bowling videos. We'll leave you with a fine view of Glynn with the trophy and his dad next to him. And of course, and there's the BBC Midlands. So we'll leave off. Hope you've enjoyed it.
What was a pint? Come on.
You alright, Alan?
Yes, no thanks.
I should need a coffee.
You need dress for the boys. Pleasure over your couch. How good are they? Don't put it. I guess
It's not heavy, that is it, Glenn?
Heavy now.
Smart now, come on, yes. Come on. Hurry up! Oh, yeah, give us one. Yeah, I wanted big, mate. Yeah, right, yeah, 51.
Last one. Go on, yeah.